Don't touch that dial. Let the dog let himself out. Whoa! Hold on to your seats. Whoa! It's time for the Lakeville Government Channel Kids in Government program. Kids and Government, yeah! On today's show, join Joe the Monster as he takes to Lake Marion to interview City Council member Karen Schwecker. On Walking the Dog with Louie the Dog, Louie meets Lakeville canine dog Shadow. R.R. the Raccoon chats with engineer Monica Heil on how land is surveyed within the city of Lakeville. And on Nature to Nature, Dickie Duck checks out the city's rain gardens with environmental resource specialist Ann Messerschmidt. And now, here's the host of Kids in Government, R.R. the Raccoon. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Lakeville Kids in Government. I'm R.R. the Raccoon, your congenial host, here on our program where we take a humorous and educational look at how government works. Hey, we're coming to you this month from the land of amazement here in North Park. And oh my goodness, we've got such a good show for you this month. So let's get right to it. Coming up right out of the barrel or right out of the starting gate, we have a segment with Louie the Dog, which is Walking the Dog with Louie the Dog. So let's get to it, Lou!
Hi everyone, it is I, Louie the Dog, here for another edition of Walking the Dog with Louie the Dog. And today I am joined by Canine Officer Chad Loeffler. How you doing today, Chad?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hey, see, you're the canine officer. I know you've been training a dog for a long time, but have you ever had a dog actually speak to you?
Well, I think you're the first one, actually.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Chad, how long have you been a police officer here with the city of Lakeville?
I've been a police officer for just over 5 years in the city of Lakeville.
Very cool, very cool. And what made you decide to want to be a canine officer?
Well, I've always had a love for dogs, and I grew up around dogs, and I actually train hunting dogs on the side, and so I was able to put police work and dog work together, and now I'm a canine officer.
Well, tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to sneak back here, and I understand you have a remote control to release the door to bring Shadow out. Is that correct?
I do. I can get him out from right here.
All right, I'm going to step back here, and I'm going to let you do your stuff.
All right.
Oh, hey, he's a nice dog. Hey, so how old is Shadow there, Chad?
Shadow's 4.5 years old.
Great. And how long is a career for a canine officer?
Well, usually if we can get 6 or 7 years out of the canine, that's a good working life for them. And then they get to retire and live with us at home in retirement.
Hey, Chad, would it be okay if I just spoke to Shadow in dog?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, don't get so upset about it, jeez. Well, he's a smart dog. Hey, Chad, would it be okay if you and Shadow go through your obstacle course for us?
Absolutely. We'd love to show you some of that.
All right, let's take a look. Hey, here we are, Chad, on the obstacle course. What is this first apparatus that you're going to be running through?
Well, this is hurdles. In the real world out on the street, the canine might have to jump a fence or over a deck or even a vehicle. So this simulates some of the things that we might have to do out on the street.
Hey, let's give it a try and see what happens.
Hup, 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 heel.
Hey, Shadow did a great job on that one, Chad. What have we got up next?
Well, we call this a crawl or a low crawl. And the reason we do this is it simulates a scenario out on the street where he may have to crawl underneath the deck or underneath the fence.
Cool, well go for it.
Crawl. Heel.
Chad, I bet you I can do this next one. What's this next obstacle you're going to be doing?
This is a high jump. It's a 6-foot high fence, and he has to make this jump in a single leap and then come over it and come right back to me.
All right, let's see how he does, folks.
Hup!
All right, our final obstacle is, Shadow's up there. Chad, maybe you better tell me what this obstacle is. I'm a little confused.
We call this a catwalk, where the canine or Shadow has to climb a ladder, and then up on top of the catwalk he has to stand as I walk by, and then I'll go around to the other side and call him into a heel.
Cool, well, let's give it a try, folks. Here we go. I'm watching.
Climb. Stay. Heel.
No. Hey, Chad, I thought we'd finish up the segment here by seeing if Shadow could find me in one of these boxes. Do you think he could do that?
Well, I don't think Shadow's going to have any problem finding you.
Well, we'll see what happens. Here we go.
Find him.
Hey, he'll never find me in here. Oh! That's him! He's right outside the box! Help! 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 Help me, somebody! Do you ever have that feeling you're boxed in? Help! Help! Get me out of here! What are we doing?
I guess some dogs are meant for police work, while others are just meant for TV.
Hi, everybody. It is I, Grammy Lumpet, here for this month's Kids Quick Tip, and I'm joined by Lakeville's Animal Control Officer, Barb Maxwell. How you doing today, Barb?
I'm good. How are you, Grammy?
Good. Say, we thought we'd talk to our kids this episode of our show about some summer pet care tips.
All right.
So I thought we'd talk about how important is it to water your dog?
So, Grammy, it's very important to keep fresh water for your dog at all times, especially with the hot sun. You know, they need water just like we do. They can get dehydrated, so they do need fresh water on a daily basis.
Very good. And they're so cute. We want to keep them watered nice and good. Right, Twixie? Good boy.
Well, folks, up next here on Kids in Government, we have an interview segment with Joe the Monster as he interviews City Council member Karen Schwecker. So let's take a look at this interview. And now it's time for Conversations with Joe the Monster. Hi, everybody. It's me, Joe, and I'm here with Conversations with me, Joe. And joining me here today on Lake Marion is Councilmember Karen Schwecker. How are you doing today, Karen?
I'm doing great, Joe. How are you?
Good, good, good. Thank you for coming out today. And the reason we're out here on the lake is I understand you love being on the lake.
Love being on the lake. And this morning is a beautiful, calm day on Lake Marion.
It's very, 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 very nice. And you know what? If we have a good time doing this, I say we come back in February and do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, good answer. All right, Karen, I'm going to ask you a couple questions. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. What does a council member do?
Council member is responsible for the policy making for the city. Policy are kind of the rules for the city, what we can and can't do, making sure that everybody that's living in the city is very happy with everything that's going on. Responsible for the parks and the streets and making sure that everybody's safe in the community and that they're happy living in Lakeville.
All right, Karen, you got to tell me, what's your favorite food?
Chocolate ice cream.
Ooh!
Yes.
Really?
Chocolate ice cream.
Big bowl or a little tiny bowl?
Oh, big bowl. Just the ice cream, though, nothing on top.
What's your favorite movie of all time?
You promise you won't laugh if I tell you?
I won't.
Grease.
I dislike that movie intensely.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, my wife likes that movie. I don't like it. Sorry, it must be a chick flick. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I know, that's still my favorite movie of all time. I can sing all the songs and do all the dances.
Is it true that you once served as a police reserve in Lakeville?
Yes, it is.
Why did you do that?
For the experience.
Yeah?
I was always interested in police work and law enforcement, but didn't want to do it as a full-time job. And so I was able to do it as a volunteer, which was very, very fun.
Did they let you keep the uniform?
No, I had to turn it all in.
All right, Karen, we've come to that part of the show where we like to ask you 16 questions in 60 seconds. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, now here we go. I'm going to give you a couple choices, and you give me your favorite answer of the two choices that I'm going to give you, all right? Here we go. Pizza or pasta?
Pizza.
Okay, Captain Kirk or Captain Crunch?
Captain Crunch.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
SpongeBob or Scooby-Doo?
Ooh, Scooby-Doo.
Dr. Phil or fill up your gas tank?
Oh, Dr. Phil for sure.
Brad Pitt or Pitted Prunes?
Really?
Yeah,
Brad Pitt.
it's amazing. Usually people pick Pitted Prunes. Vikings or Packers?
Redskins?
Oh,
All right, sorry. Vikings.
she kind of hesitated on that one.
Purple. I have
Got
to
me
go
a little worried about that
I
one.
have to go with purple.
All right, paper or plastic?
Paper.
Chris Berman or Ethel Merman?
Ethel Merman.
Really?
Yeah.
Beyonce or B. Arthur?
Beyonce for sure.
Okay. Harry Potter or Colonel Potter from MASH?
Colonel Potter from MASH.
Ah. An iPod or a Peapod?
An iPod.
Good. A council meeting or a root canal?
That's a tough one. Council meeting.
Oh, it was a close one though, wasn't it?
That was tough.
It's kind of a toss-up.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse or Mickey Rooney?
Mickey Mouse.
Tootsie Roll or a caramel roll?
Oh, Tootsie Roll for sure. One of my favorites.
Good.
Yes.
M&M, plain or peanut?
Plain.
Well, here we are. We're finally cruising on the lake with Karen. I want to thank you again for being on Kids in Government Show.
Thanks for having me, Joe. It's been a great morning.
You bet. Well, let's go fast and cruise away.
Here we go. Hang
All
on
right.
to your eyebrows.
I will. My eyebrows are fluttering in the wind. R the Raccoon here once again, and joining me is one of our city engineers, Monica Heil. How are you doing, Monica?
Great. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. And recently I was driving around town and I saw you and another one of our engineering department peoples with these strange poles out and about in the city. What is this thing?
This is a piece of survey equipment. This is a GPS survey equipment, and what we're doing is taking shots at various points along the city to get an X, Y, and Z coordinate for that location.
Okay, we better back up a little bit.
You bet.
What is surveying? I mean, what are you basically doing?
We're going out and getting information about the location and the elevation of a particular point within the city that we're going to use to help us with some of our design work.
No, so you're actually measuring the ground?
We're measuring the ground.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Now, what is the tool here that you're using? I mean, I remember in the old days, I'd see like George Washington using a stick and all those other things, and like this weird thing that you measure the stars with or something. This is definitely not that anymore, is it, Monica?
No, this is a little more high tech. This is GPS survey equipment.
What does GPS stand for?
A global positioning system.
I'm glad she knew that because I didn't.
I'm glad I knew it too.
Very good.
Okay, so what this does is we've got a receiver up at the top of our pole here that
Okay.
communicates with satellites that are orbiting the Earth.
Really?
The satellites measure the distance back and forth between this particular receiver and their position in the sky to tell us where we're located in relation to some known points on the planet.
That's very difficult to understand, but I think I understand. So how many satellites does that thing receive?
Well, it depends on the time of day and whether or not we're being blocked by any trees or buildings or anything like that.
Yeah.
But right now, if you look at our data collector,
Okay.
we're receiving signals from 9 satellites.
You're kidding.
No, satellites that are orbiting the Earth right now are measuring back and forth instantaneously our position on the planet.
I'm being monitored by 9 satellites right now?
Well, not
Cheese!
good for you. The Russians are very happy you smiled.
Oh, that's good. Very good.
Okay, so once we get a point and the information about our location through our receiver here, this phone acts as a mediator to take that information from our receiver and then store it into this data collector.
Wait a minute. You use a telephone to measure the ground?
That's right, a telephone helps us in measuring our ground location.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
So between the satellites, the telephone, and then what did you call this, your data collector?
This is our data collector. This stores our location information until we go back into the office, hook it up to our computer, and download the information off of this.
Very cool. And again, the information that you download is like the length of measurements between what you said, point A, B, C, D, X, Y, and Z?
Well, it gives us a coordinate. If you go to school and maybe you graph something with an X and Y coordinate,
okay,
that's kind of what we're getting here is an X and Y coordinate, but also the Z coordinate too, which gives us our elevation.
Wow. This is beyond me. I got stuffings for brains.
No.
I do.
No.
Squeeze it. You can feel it.
Yeah, I guess
See,
so.
it's pretty soft up there.
Yeah.
Now, Monica, if our camera operator pans a little to the left, there's some guys putting posts out there. Is that helping you measure the area here?
They are. Those gentlemen are from our Parks Department, and what they're doing is measuring off stations that we're going to go and get our survey information from. To get a very good idea of what this existing ground looks like, we need to set up stations that are equally spaced so we can get a shot at each one of those stations to help us put together our drawing.
Wow, and what is the final thing that you're trying to accomplish here with measuring the area here in North Park?
Well, we're trying to see if we can make this soccer field area any more level. As you come off the hill there, it's not quite as flat as the soccer players would like it to be.
Sure, it's kind of dangerous if there's a bunch of hills and you're playing soccer. You can get tripped and run over by those things.
Very true. So we're doing some planning here. We're going to get some information about what the existing site looks like and try to figure out how much dirt we'd have to move and where to make it more level.
Well, that's cool. Well, Monica, I want to thank you so much for your time today. If anybody has any questions about engineering or surveying, is there a number that they could call you at?
You can call City Hall at 952-985-4500, and that's the engineering department, and ask to speak to one of our engineers.
Great. Well, thanks for your time, Monica.
Thank you. I had fun.
It was fun, too. It was a little confusing, but I think I followed it, and I think I got it.
I think you did.
I think so.
Good.
All right, folks, let's check what's next up here on Kids in Government.
Everybody, it's Tiki Yuck. Forget you to get you. And I'm here with I
Thought you had that down, Dickie.
No, I'm just a goofy duck. Hey, Ed, can you tell me what a rain garden is?
Well, over my shoulder here is a rain garden that we have right by the library and City Hall.
Yeah.
We put this in a couple years ago because it's helping filter rainwater that hits all this pavement out here, and it goes into these curb cut inlets and it filters out, spreads out, and soaks into the ground.
Oh, that's really cool. I like it. Are there more rain gardens here in Lakeville?
Yep, there's quite a few.
Oh, goody, let's go share, let's go share, let's go share, let's go share.
Settle down, Dickie. Let's go.
Okay. Wow! Oh, these flowers smell pretty. Hey, Ann, how come there's so many flowers here in the rain garden?
Well, we have so many flowers here because the more variety you have of plants in any given garden, the better it is for the wildlife and habitat for other insects and birds.
Oh, very cool. Now, what kind of flowers are in the garden?
Well, we've got like 8 different varieties in this garden. This is the most flowery garden at Valley Park here.
Yeah, what kind are these?
These are lily.
Yeah.
And there's another kind of daylily over there, the yellow ones.
Yeah.
And there's butterfly milkweed, the beautiful orange one that's small over there.
Yeah.
And there's asters and Joe Pye weed and let's see, white blazing star, purple blazing star, and echinacea over there, which is a purple coneflower.
Yeah.
And we have shrubs in here as well, and some trees too.
Oh, very cool. Well, hey, can we go to the other rain garden?
Sure, did you get a close enough look here?
I did. I want to eat the flowers.
Oh, well, you're not allowed to do that, so let's get going.
Okay.
Come on, let's go.
Oh, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Dickie.
You gotta stop me, oh boy, oh boy. Ouch! Thank you. Hey, where we at now, Ann?
Now we're by the Casperson Park boat launch.
Oh, good. Now, Ann, why do you have rain gardens?
Well, we have these rain gardens because they help filter out that rainwater that carries all those pollutants and cleans up the water. So when it filters into the ground, it's clean water.
Very good. Now, can people do this at their houses?
Yeah, they sure can. You can put them in a lot of different places in your yard, and we have some workshops in the spring called Blue Thumb workshops that you can come to, and we'll help you design what rain gardens you'd want in your house. We try to use a lot of native plants. Like here we have a lot of big blue stem, has super long roots. And we also like to use trees and shrubs because they provide shade and it cools water. That's always good. And it provides habitat for those birds.
Oh, cool. How about ducks?
Ducks, definitely.
Hey, Ann, if somebody has a question, do you have a number they can call?
Yeah, they can call me at 952-985-4528.
Oh, cool. Thank you so much for showing us the rain gardens.
Sure.
You know what?
What?
I'm gonna hop. Boing, 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 boing.
I thought you were a duck, not a bunny.
Oh, I should fly. Come on.
Oh.
Come on, everybody. That's okay, you just fly. You're funny.
Thanks.
Hey everyone, Grammy Lumpet here, joined once again by Animal Control Officer Barb Maxwell, here to talk about summer pet tips. And Barb, what's next, that thing we're going to talk about?
Well, Grammy, the next thing that can affect dogs in the summertime is flea and ticks.
Oh.
Okay? Mosquitoes are also bad, so there is a product out there that you can put on your dog. It's called Frontline, or there's several different products. You put it right on the back, and it helps keep the fleas and ticks off.
Oh.
Fleas and ticks are bad for dogs because fleas can give your dogs internal parasites,
Ugh.
and ticks can cause Lyme disease and other problems for your dog. So,
Ugh.
and along with that, mosquitoes are also a problem for your dog. There is a pill they can take, HeartGuard, and a mosquito can transfer what's called is a heartworm. Kind of goes into their system and winds up in their heart and can end up killing their dog.
Well, we don't want that to happen, and we don't want those fleas and ticks on family members either.
Right, so it's kind of important to keep them off of your pet in the summertime.
That's another good tip. We'll be back with one more before the end of the show, folks. Such a good puppy.
You like it when puppets mess up their lines? You like it when puppets don't know what they're talking about? Well then, this is the segment for you, because it's time for another edition of Kids in Government Bloopers! They're always funny.
We have a lot of big blue stem, has super long roots, way longer than most regular plants. What do you call it? Sorry.
You know, Grammy, it's very important to water your dog. Dogs get dehydrated just like people do, and on very hot days, they do need a lot of water, and fresh water. It can't be water that's a couple of hours old or a couple of, sorry, hours old.
Hours old?
Here we go, ready?
All right.
Hold on to your eyebrows.
Yeah, I was just going to say, make the fur on my eyebrows flutter. What are we going, about 2 miles an hour now?
Oh no, we're up to 5. Hang on, hang on. Here we go.
Maybe going fast isn't such a good idea.
You scared?
A little bit.
All right, you want me to slow down?
No.
All right, here we go.
I got to conquer my fears.
Lumpet here for our final Kids Quick Tip. I'm joined once again by Animal Control Officer Barb Maxwell. And Barb, during the summer, sometimes it gets really hot outside. And well, we want to talk about not putting cars in pets. Grammy is pretty funny. It's the other way around, isn't it, Barb? Not putting pets in cars.
Right.
So we don't want to do that. Why don't we talk about that briefly?
Okay. Grammy, it's really dangerous for dogs to be in a vehicle when it's summertime and when it's very hot out. I know dogs love to go for car rides. You say that, and Twix's ears even perk up.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where in 10 minutes, even with your windows rolled down 2 inches, the internal temperature of the vehicle can get up to over 100 degrees.
Oh, that's hot.
I've seen it as high as 150, 189 actually is what I've seen. So it's very dangerous for dogs because they can't sweat because they have all this fur, so they have to pant, and that they need fresh air to keep their body cool. And with a hot car, all they get is hot, steamy air inside, so their internal organs can get very hot, and they can even die from this factor. So it's just a matter of 10 minutes in a locked vehicle is very dangerous for a dog.
So the bottom line here is during the summer, keep your pets at home when you go for even short errands, right?
Correct.
Well, thanks for joining us here on Kids Quick Tip this month, Barb.
You're welcome.
And Twix, thank you too. Oh, such a good puppy. Such a good, give Grammy kisses. Give Grammy kisses, such a good puppy. Well, folks, that's it for another edition of Lakeville Kids in Government. If you have questions on any of the information we've covered, please feel free to give us a call. Our studio line is 952-985-4418. And just a reminder that you can watch all the programming here on Channel 16 at the city's website at www.lakevillemn.gov. We'll see you next time here when we do another exciting, wonderful edition of Kids in Government. We'll see you next time, everybody. I'm going on the slide. Whoa!
And now it's time for Hank and Ed. Today's story, how to save water.
I like to keep the water running whilst I brush my teeth.
No! Always turn your water off when you brush your teeth.
Oh. I enjoy keeping the hose running when I'm washing and drying my car.
No! You should use the hose only for rinsing.
Best of all, I like to run the tap till the water runs cold.
No! Just keep a pitcher of water in the refrigerator, you pig.
Don't be a water hog. Use water wisely.